We wanted to announce the arrest of Jessica Bowie, age 35, of Albany, New York. She's charged with one count of 18 U.S.C. 2339B, attempting to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization, namely the Islamic Republic of Iraq, commonly known as ISIS. Bowie had plotted to use an explosive device to attack the New York State Capitol and the New York State senators.
Something that I find really interesting here, given having covered ISIS-inspired plots, and that's what this is. This is not a cell network. This is not anything of some large group planning this attack. It's one person, a woman. Jessica Bowie. Her age is striking to me because a lot of times we see in these cases it's men who are much younger, 18, 19, 20, men who are radicalized online, which is what the government is alleging in this case. Here we have a woman, Jessica Bowie. She's 35 years old. She lives in Albany, according to the government. And what the government says in these documents is that Bowie converted to Islam approximately 5 years ago. And so her radicalization, unclear as to when this radicalization started, but the government here stresses that this was all developing within the last month. And important to note here, the government, the FBI, through the Joint Terrorism Task Force, was fully in control. And what I mean by is they were monitoring this woman. They were monitoring her at every step. They had what they called confidential human sources who were engaging with her allegedly and were in on what was happening. And you heard them describe some of those conversations in that press conference that she was having with individuals. Those individuals were working on behalf of the FBI. And so you have here, there's this stunning photo that they released as part of the documents that they filed with court, allegedly showing Bowie trying to buy some of these items, nails, at a Home Depot. She was essentially trying to build a bomb to use on the state capitol in Albany, because they say she wanted to harm, number one, the United States on behalf of her being inspired by ISIS, and to hurt the United States and to hurt our senators here in New York State. Now, she lives in Albany, not far from where this happened. They also released photos of her conducting surveillance near the Capitol. So they were monitoring her. They were watching her at every step. And in one of the more recent meetings that occurred on August 5th, Bowie, this document says, told a confidential human source that she had a DoorDash bag that delivery drivers use that could be used to hold explosive. And there's that bag allegedly that the government says she planned to place the explosive in, and essentially wanted to commit a lot of harm and a lot of damage. Radicalization here, the government says the age is very striking. The fact that this was a woman, certainly. Also, this is something that the government was clearly monitoring. She had allegedly posted things on social media. So I think that's perhaps in some way how she got on the radar of the government. You heard the U.S. Attorney and the FBI there talk about the partnership with the Joint Terrorism Task Force that's involving the Albany State Police, other Albany police officials. So all of them working together to really try and get ahead of this, to make sure that, in fact, that she couldn't do anything here. The other thing, I think, and one last thing, as we approach September 11th, I think it's important to note that she mentioned September 11th in her during some of these text messages that she sent. She said, quote, "Praise to be Allah for September 11th." So certainly the government here concerned here, saying this was a serious plot, but they were able to intercept this. They were able to get ahead of this using confidential human sources, and now we have this arrest.
As alleged in the complaint, Ms. Bowie swore her allegiance to ISIS through multiple audio recordings in both English and Arabic. She clearly stated her desire to carry out an attack at the New York State Capitol. In her own words, as alleged in the criminal complaint, she said, quote, "I want to destroy as much of the building as possible and kill the senators while they are meeting. I want them to lose a lot of important documents as well." She continued, as referenced in the complaint, quote, "I don't want to take this kind of risk and have it kill, 2 or 3 people? What good is that?" The complaint alleges that she arranged to have an explosive device made out to carry this attack, even purchasing several of the required materials herself. She conducted surveillance at the Capitol at least 5 times, taking dozens of photos. She requested a gun she intended to use on any law enforcement officer who tried to stop her. More specifically, according to the complaint, she said, quote, "Something powerful, but easy enough to conceal, so if the cops do get towards me during the operation, I can shoot back." As alleged in the complaint, when she met up with the confidential human source to retrieve the materials she asked for, she paid the agreed upon price for the gun, and when asked to make a donation to the purported bomb maker, she provided another $200. And I want to be clear, she left that meeting with both items. Make no mistake about it, Miss Bowie's alleged plot was serious, it was dangerous, and thanks to the partnerships on the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, it was foiled. This investigation started just over a month ago, and I'm incredibly proud of the work of our team, who worked around the clock to accomplish this disruption and subsequent arrest. Now we begin the process of working backwards to determine what led to her actions. We will continue to dedicate every resource to ensure she's held accountable for her alleged actions. We are thankful to do it in concert with our outstanding partners at the Northern District of New York, who have matched our intensity and passion with this investigation since its inception. As we stand here today, we're just weeks away from commemorating the 25th anniversary of the attacks on 9/11. This investigation highlights the harsh reality that there are still adversaries intent on conducting terrorist attacks on American soil. As alleged in this complaint, Ms. Bowie is one of them. You'll see in the court documents that she once wrote, quote, "Praise be Allah for September 11th. Also in the court documents, she told the source that she went from a little girl waving an American flag after 9/11 to now having stickers of the fallen towers. Folks, let that sink in. Again, Miss Bowie didn't just want to kill lawmakers, she wanted a complete disruption of our government.